Hey there, happy Labor Day. It's September 4th, and well, that means it's time to discuss market stats for August 2023. I am once again shocked by how quickly the month flew by, and it's a very interesting market that we're in right now. So I want to keep you up to speed and give you just a pulse on the market. There haven't been any significant changes from August, end of July to end of August. It has pretty much stayed level as far as the stats go. What I do want to talk about, and I hope you'll stay to the end of this short video, I want to talk about the cost of waiting. So we'll get to that in a minute. But as far as the pulse on the current market, what is happening today, pretty stagnant is kind of the word I like to use. There's not a whole lot of movement. There is still some movement, but it's very slow and very gradual. What I do feel that has just recently started in the last week is an uptick in activity. So I know our team has gotten very busy again with requests and showings, and it seems that there is an influx again of buying activity. I have felt this surge and then pull back and then surge and pull back this entire year. And so I expect that that's the kind of environment we're going to have as we go forward, which means that if you are buying or selling, and especially if you're selling your house, be patient, be prepared to leave your home on the market. It is going to be on the market longer than what we have been accustomed to, which is uncomfortable considering it was so short of a time frame previous to this market. But be patient, because if you aren't, you won't be on the market when that surge happens, and then the surge will cause you to want to come back on the market, and you'll just keep missing the market. It's the typical timing caution that we give, that it is not easy to time any market, whether it be the real estate market, investment market. It's really hard to accurately time these things, so you don't want to try to play the timing game. If you're trying to sell, be available to sell to the right person when the right person comes along, and then allow your real estate agent to help you identify who those people are and attract those people. There's a lot of things we can do to influence, as you hear me preach about, and we can certainly talk more about that offline if you've got questions or would like to learn more about some of the tools and tactics. But what I want to talk about today is a cost of waiting, because we are continuously hearing from buyers, especially, that they're not ready to be in the market. They want to wait out the market. They want to wait for the prices to come down. They want to wait for interest rates to come down. They want to wait for the election to be completed. They want to wait and see how the economy comes through the recession. So many factors that buyers are considering to decide what they want to do. Now, with everything, there are pros and cons. So I think it's important to really be mindful of what the cons are to any decision that you're making. What's the cost to you when you decide to sit on the fence and not buy the home that you want today? So certainly start by weighing your motivation. Is this something that it would be kind of fun to do? You don't have to do it. And, if the right thing came along, you're ready to jump, but you're okay staying where you are. Well, that's one thing, and that's very low motivation. And so that may make sense for you to just wait it out and keep an eye on things. And I think, as always, make sure you've got somebody that's reporting to you from the front lines what's happening in the market, if that's your situation. Then there's well, it would really be beneficial to myself and my family to make this move. I need to upsize, I need to downsize. Whatever the scenario is, it is a big benefit to us to do this, and we want to do it sooner than later. So that's another camp of buyers. And then there's the I have to do this sector, where a job change or relocation or family scenario is creating an environment where you really don't have a choice. You have to make the move. So whatever sector of that you find yourself in, you can really apply the cost of waiting considerations to um, those needs to determine, does it make sense for you to stay on the fence for a while, or does it make sense for you to really jump in, feet first, full force? So some of the significant things I think you have to bear in mind is the changes of the market that are unknown. So when you are waiting, you're expecting something to happen with the market, and there's so many influences to that that could change the direction that the market goes. So if the market is going to decline, then waiting may be beneficial to you. Um, the market may not decline, and then you may end up in a situation where you have to buy, and you may have less negotiating power at that point in time. So that's one thing I think that you want to be mindful of, is we really don't know with certainty what direction the market's going to go. And we can certainly listen to the professionals and the economists and weigh all of those factors, but we really don't know for certain. So the next thing that we have to think about is what's going to happen if our perspective on the market does ring true, and we end up with a market where prices have come down, interest rates have come down. What's going to happen with the overall market? Well, you're not the only one waiting for that. So right now, there's not a lot of buyers. There's not a flood of buyers in the market right now, which is why homes are sitting a bit longer. We're not having multiple offers. We're not having bidding wars. So as that changes and the environment improves for buyers to come out, they'll come out in droves again. And we will have bidding wars, and we will start having prices increasing because there's more buyers. Supply and demand is what drives price. So right now we have a low demand that is pushing prices lower. And if everyone who's sitting on the fence comes out all at the same time because the environment improves, well, then we're going to have a higher demand for the homes, which is going to drive prices up. So I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind when it comes to waiting. You're likely to pay a higher price. Yes, interest rates will be lower because that may be something you're waiting for, but you're going to pay a higher price, and you're going to have a lot more competition with your buying. So we are really preaching to people, think about, especially if you're in the bucket 2 or bucket 3 that I described initially, think about the negotiating power that you have in this market environment today, and weigh that against this additional cost with a couple points higher interest rate, where you can have the opportunity to refinance. People have refinanced and improved their loan structure since the dawn of time, and it is just a part of what the tools that we have, the financial tools and resources we have. So you're not stuck with this high interest rate. You've heard us say it before. You want to date the rate and marry the home. The rate can be changed, so don't get overwhelmed with that. And then secondly, the ability to negotiate well on terms. There are also some additional strategies, and I know if you've listened to these market stats, you've heard me say it repeatedly, but things like sellers that are willing to do owner finance, sellers that are willing to buy down the rate for 2 years. The sellers pay the premium for that, and you get to have the benefit of lower rates over the first 2 years of your mortgage. There's different tools that, if you're aware of them, you can be more competitive and putting yourself in a better situation today versus waiting for the unknown time when everybody decides to jump. So I do think it's really important to keep all of these tips and tools in mind. And I will tell you, I just listed a property last week that within 48 hours, it was 3 offers, and we are under contract. So I'm telling you, I am feeling that uptick in activity. We're seeing it. It is starting to happen. So brace yourselves and be prepared, and have the right experts on your side of the court to help you through that. As always, we are here for you at RES Luxury Group. Please give us a call if there's anything at all we can do. 352-794-1426. Have a great month of September.